Yes, sir. Back at it like a crack at it with a bad habit. This is the Crew's Dynasty Podcast. I'm with the crew and Craig. Same people about to recap this week 14, the last week of the regular season. Now we enter into the playoffs. Craftman, 4 leagues, 4 playoff appearances. What's up, Craftman?
That's a good ratio, if you ask me, man. Feeling pretty good about
yeah.
it? You think you're going to win a couple championships this year?
Probably going to lose all 4 of them, if I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I went 3 for 5. I got a shot in all the 3 I'm in, but yeah, that average Joe's just... Man, I got so pissed off at that damn league. I could have broke everything in my house, man.
Yeah, that league right there was tight. That's a good league to be in. That's the only redraft league I'm in. That's the one I put most of the money in. So that's the one I want to win. Nah, the home league, the one where I'm in with the crew, that league could be for free, and that would be the league I'd want to win. So, C Swizzy, what's going on, man?
What up? What up? Yeah, I finished as the 3 seed in the home league, and I might be able to win it.
I'm with you, Chris. Your team is hot. Zamil's team is cold. You don't even have to play Will to the championship, maybe? Damn. I mean, that thing.
And if you can just go ahead and knock Will off for me real quick, you know.
Could you imagine, Chris, if I just somehow made it to the championship? It was me.
Me.
With like all 13 of my injured guys, man.
I ain't even gonna lie, I'd be licking my chops sitting there waiting to get to the championship. It'd be like, free!
I know Dunk's happy as fuck. He's going against me. I'm on like a 4-game losing streak right now. It's like nothing I could do. But I made the playoffs. It is what it is. Shoot. Before we get rolling on this recap, though, man, add us on everything like Instagram, join the Discord, add the podcast Twitter, check out our YouTube page. Check out our Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch right now, thanks for watching. Shit's popping off. Let's go. Chris, did I miss anything, man?
Nah, you hit it all.
5-star review. Subscribe to the YouTube. We need to get them subscriptions up. We getting the views. We need the subscriptions. Leave us some comments too, man. Interact with us. Especially join the Discord, damn it. But yeah, man, I think that's about it as far as housekeeping, man. Getting us some views and all that shit. Listening to our content and whatnot. Before I go any further, Craig, what it do, man? Right. So. Hey, y'all what we got for the news? At the top of my head, Kyler Murray, torn ACL. Got a lot of time to play Call of Duty. So I'm sure he might be a little upset he's hurt, but he's probably a little happy that, hey, I can just sit on my butt and, play them video games.
Yep.
I wouldn't be complaining.
Man, I hate it for the people who had... If you needed 1 or 2 points to win last night and you had Kyler and you lost because of that, I feel sorry for y'all. Same thing with Ramondre. He went out in that game too. I was like, I'm so glad that I just didn't need just a handful of points and went into Monday night just thinking I was a shoe-in for the playoffs, because that was like worst case scenario right there. It was like the first play of the game or third play of the game, non-contact injury, just went down and, had to get carted off the field. He was crying like Mac Jones, crying like Debo, all these babies.
Man, but what kills me about the Mac Jones thing, and I guess Debo too, is, man, we talk about some ankle sprains with them jokers. I can still see Mac Jones's face whenever he was screaming off. Ah! Looking like my little girl when she needs a bottle, man. Just Oh man. Next, like you said, Ramondre, he went down with an ankle. We don't have a full update on what his shit is yet. If it's a high ankle sprain, it'll be something like 3 to 4 weeks. He'll be out for your fantasy playoffs. But if it's just like one of these little ankles, the thing is he came back in the game for a little bit and then came out. So I'm not really sure what to make of that. Kraft man, what you make of it?
Yeah, I seen him come back in last night, and they threw him the ball about, threw him a couple screens, and he just didn't look right. And he came to the sideline. Bill Belichick had a talk with him and was pretty much just like, "Hey, you ain't good to go." So they sent him to the locker room, and he didn't come back in the second half, which won me my playoff game, and I headed on to the playoffs. But I hate to win with injuries, but I'll take it. Hopefully, he'll be. We just ain't got no information. He could be out there next week. It could be 3 to 4 weeks if it's a high ankle sprain.
Yep. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit more, but those backup running backs, maybe Damian Harris if he's back, probably want to add him. Them other guys who got some work, Pierre Strong, Kevin Harris, them rookies, be on the lookout for them. We'll kind of go into that a little bit more later on, but what else we got? Damian Pierce gonna miss 1 to 2 weeks with his ankle. Looked good though the other day. Clearly their best player. What else we got, fellas?
Yeah, Houston's kind of shutting everything down. They played like 3 quarterbacks in that game. Still almost beat Dallas. But yeah, that was one of the bigger ones. And Debo, he's expected to miss about 2 weeks, and they said that he can return in 3 weeks. So most championships are week 17. I got Debo. I was thinking about dropping him, but I guess I'm gonna hold on to him if I can make it to the championship and have him. It's gonna be a tough decision. I might hold on to him this whole time, and he could be limited in that last game. It's gonna be scary. So, y'all got any advice? Would y'all, if you're in the playoffs with Debo, would you just hold?
Yeah, I'd probably hold, but if it was like come down to it, or it was like, okay, I need to pick up this player. Like you got to view if in the playoffs, you just got to view it 1 week at a time. You don't want to be holding Debo and then let it cost you or something like that. But I mean, I would try my best to hold him. You probably most likely can hold him too. There's probably not too many situations where you're like, oh man, I need to add Chris Moore. I gotta drop Debo. Like that probably ain't happening. I would hope, but you never know though. Shit.
I like to get my defenses set up for like a week in advance in the playoffs. So I'm like looking at next week, like I need to get the Titans. They're playing the Texans next week. Should I get rid of Debo? But
Yep.
you probably like you said, you probably can hold them.
Is there any more? I think Kenny Pickett went down maybe with a concussion. Russell Wilson went out with a concussion, I believe. Stuff like that. Huntley went down. Sheesh, Baltimore, man. Golly.
Jerry Judy's expected to be fined for his little temper tantrum that he had.
Jerry Judy had a big week this week.
Jeez. I didn't hear nothing from Dunk neither.
Oh, well, we did. Don't worry. We got you.
That's because Dunk was getting his ass chewed out by the crew. He didn't have time to sit there and brag about his guys. Who else? Is there anybody else?
No,
I want to say that's
big stuff. There'll be some more injury news later in the week, but we'll talk about practice reports. Probably starting that with our next episode. But for Tuesday, it's really not a big day for practice reports and trying to figure out if somebody's in or out for the next weekend.
Yeah, catch us when we break it down. For those who don't know, if you're just now joining the Cruise Dynasty podcast, we recap, we break it down, we gamble, we hit topics. That's how we roll for our weeks. Try to get out as much content as we can. I said we just go ahead and hop on these leaders. What y'all say, fellas?
Yeah, I got one more. It's not
Go
news,
for it.
but Seattle and 49ers play on Thursday, so keep an eye out for Kenneth Walker. If we don't check out our Twitter. We'll update everybody if we don't get an episode out by Thursday. I mean, hopefully we can, but make sure to keep an eye out on that Seattle backfield.
Yep. I mean, if Kenneth Walker's back, are you just automatically throwing him in your lineup? San Fran on a Thursday? That's a tough call right there.
I don't know. It depends on who you got, man. Like, I started Travis Homer last week. That didn't work out too well. Yeah, Kenneth Walker. I guess you'd have to if he's back. It's gonna be a bad matchup, but unless you got say like a Brian Robinson or somebody like that, or J.K. Dobbins, would you play either one of them over Kenneth Walker against San Fran, Chris?
If I had Kenneth Walker, probably not, but it is so tough. But you want Seattle's running back out there, but you don't know how they're going to approach this.
Yeah.
Yeah. San Fran been pretty locked down too. Yeah, that's a tough call. Anything else you want to hit on, Craftman?
Let's get to these leaders. Let's get to these big dogs right here. These Chris Moores, these Jarrett McKinnons. Let's get to these big dogs.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll hit these quarterbacks first. Trevor Lawrence with the number one day of the week. Then it went to Jalen Hurts, consistently been at the top. Russell Wilson, what? And then when it went Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Mahomes, Geno Smith, Brock Purdy, Josh Allen, and Daniel Jones. That's your top 10 right there. Trevor Lawrence, I watched a lot of this game. And this was probably, I would say, his best game I've seen him play in the NFL. Had a rushing touchdown. I mean, what was he? Had 3 passing touchdowns, I believe. Not turning the ball over as much right now. I think he might have had some fumbles in recent weeks, but as far as interceptions go, I think he's been pretty clean for the most part. This is the Trevor Lawrence you kind of expect to see, and at the game, got to talking a little shit, got to waving goodbye to the Tennessee crowd. That's what I like to see out of Trevor Lawrence, because that's what I've always had a problem with Trevor Lawrence the most. Even when he was at Clemson, this dude's just too nice. This dude has no dog in him. Got to see a little bit of dog, a little bit of fire in him, and that's what I like to see. So, Craftman, you got anything to say about old T-Law?
Yeah, he's got 6 interceptions on the year. That's less than, Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Kirk Cousins. He's definitely taking care of the ball. And this whole Jaguars offense with Doug Peterson is just a totally different team, man. They've had a couple games where they looked just looked bad, but recently, they've been kind of clicking on all cylinders except for ETN's kind of disappeared. But the pass catchers and Trevor Lawrence are playing lights out right now.
Zay Jones, I mean, sheesh, he's like a damn. See that Zay Jones touchdown the other day? Got that little pinky toe in. I mean, that was a good play. That was luck too, because Trevor Lawrence did throw it right at them guys. Dudes can't catch. That's why they on defense, I guess. But yeah, that was a good performance from Trevor Lawrence. Chris, you got anything to say about our guy?
I like to see him talk shit too. I mean, damn, son, you ain't lived up to it, but you did go out there and smack Saban's ass in the national championship. And I want to see that dog come back, man. Fuck the Tennessee Titans. You went out there and ran their ass. Y'all was clearly, they was not favored in this game. They went out and smacked them. I want to see Trevor Lawrence continue to do this. They getting Calvin Ridley next year too, so maybe that will open things up for ETN, and ETN can look a bit better with all these playmakers they got now on offense.
Yeah, this was one line that I was looking at. I seriously considered putting my money on Tennessee minus 4.5. I'm glad I didn't. But Jacksonville, they just been a team that's hard to figure out. Some weeks they look good, some weeks they just shitty as fuck. So I think just as far as next year goes, that's where I want to judge them the hardest and all that stuff. Like I said, Calvin Ridley's going to be there. Maybe they'll add to the O-line. We'll see what they do in the draft and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to watching them next year. Jalen Hurts, Another big game. This was another game I watched a lot of, and this dude Jalen Hurts is automatic, man. He's playing as good as anybody. Might be the MVP. What you think, Crowd?
Shit, I think he should be. He's leading the best team in the league with the best record, and like you said, they're unstoppable. And he's doing all this crap just in the first half. Like it seems like every time you watch a Philly game, it's like you got Jalen Hurts. He's just going off. He got about 25 fantasy points for you, 30 points in the first half, and then it's done. Like they don't have to do anything else because their defense is solid enough. Their pass rush is good. You know, we were both all over that. I think I'm not sure if we all bet on that game, but we took Philly to cover that spread, and the Giants ain't shit, man. Don't fall for it.
Yeah, I've been calling out that one all year, man. Couldn't believe they was winning as much as they was. They weren't losing games though, so I was giving them a little bit credit, but they trash, man. Sit down, bums. David, sit your ass down. Y'all ain't back to nothing. Number 3 is Russell Wilson. Me and Chris been hopping on that pile all year. But I didn't really watch much of this game, but from what I seen, it looked like Russell Wilson was clicking. Him and Jared Judy had a little thing going on. Man, what you say, Kraft, man? Russell Wilson.
Well, he finally had a good game, and he played so good that his head couldn't handle it. So, just like our heads couldn't handle it, we're like, no. But now, remember when I said when we were talking all about our FanDuels, I said I actually looked at Russell Wilson for a little while. I said I
thought about that.
I was blinded by the light when I looked at him, but
yeah, crazy.
Manfred Man Band, but yeah, he finally had him one good week. I ain't falling for it. It's been too long, man. It's been too long.
Yep. I mean, pretty much that's just Kansas City's defense not being that good. So Russell Wilson had him a good day. I mean, that's all we can say about that. Jared Goff. Go for it.
I could just see him fucking after he got hit, just sitting over there concussed, talking about it's Russell Wilson time. It's Russell. And they're like, "No, Russ, you can't go back out there, brother. You can't go back out there."
Definitely sounds like he's gonna be out next week or whatever. From what I could tell, gonna be throwing in what's that guy's name? Ripien.
Yeah, Brett Ripien. Yep, gonna make everybody better.
Yep. Ripien gonna let it rip. All right, yeah. Number 4 day, Jared Goff consistently. I mean, Jared Goff. This dude's the quarterback 12 on the year right now. I mean, we seem to be talking about him every week. Whenever he has these good matchups, we like to throw him in. Hey, we've been playing him in DFS for multiple weeks in a row now.
Not this week.
Yeah, I don't know. Over. I will be interested to see how he does though this week versus the Jets. I mean, my thing is like, are we seeing like a Jared Goff that is he like the same Jared Goff? He just does good at home. He gets a good matchup, so then you play him, or is this dude been in the league for a while? Is he taking another step up? I mean, let's see what he does. I mean, New York Jets defense has been pretty solid. Let's just see how he does. What you say, Kraft, man?
He could go out there and have a good NFL game and not turn the ball over, and they can win. But for fantasy purposes, I'm not streaming Jared Goff this week. Not against this Jets defense. Like they're lights out, and Chris's dude, Sauce, man, and that defensive front, they're incredibly tough to throw the ball on. They're number 1 against QBs, number 1 against receivers. So, but Detroit got the weapons. There should be no excuse for him to not go out there and play a decent game.
Yeah, these dudes been having big games. DJ Chark. I want to say Reynolds got in the mix. Jameson Williams got into the mix. It was busted coverage, but good to see him out there, getting a little work in. So that's more for your dynasty players right there. But Kirk Cousins, same game, if you hit the over in that game, if you picked the over, you probably won some money. I'm not really sure what 34-23. Yeah, you made some money. So Kirk Cousins, another big game. Him and Justin Jefferson. I mean, sheesh, Justin Jefferson, my God.
He had like 229 yards, didn't he?
I'm telling you, man. I've kind of been saying it for a little while. I know Jamar Chase had another big week too, but to me, there's just starting to be a little gap between Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. This dude, Justin Jefferson, he even got robbed of a touchdown. They said he stepped out of bounds on that one play. Man, he did, man. I'm telling you, dude. This dude, Justin Jefferson, is the real deal. When I did a startup, what you call it, one quarterback league, dynasty, and it was for the fam. I had the 101. I went Justin Jefferson with the 101. That shit's paid off. I'm just starting to be a real big fan of Justin Jefferson right now. What you say, fellas?
Well, Jamar Chase had 119 and 1 too. I mean, I know 223 yards is about double that this game, but
Yeah.
I'm still on the Justin Jefferson side as the first wide receiver gone in Dynasty. But Chase, it's not a bad second. Definitely
still
not
number
a bad
2
second.
for sure.
Yeah, still number 2. What you thinking, Chris?
Yeah, I was saying there's a little bit more gap, honestly, between Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. To me, I just think Justin Jefferson's clearly just a way better player. Jamar Chase is a good receiver, but Justin Jefferson, I mean, good God.
It was way more debate like last offseason than right now, I feel like.
But I will say, I mean, Jamar has been hurt. He hasn't played this whole year, but, Justin Jefferson's done a lot this year, and Jamar, you haven't been playing, so.
Yeah, you can move Jefferson around the formation too. He can play out of the slot a little more than Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is usually on the outside. They'll move him around every now and again, but Jefferson's can be kind of matchup proof if they want a game plan for him to be the focal point that game.
The number 6 quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, just doing what Patrick Mahomes does against that Denver defense. That was, they've looked pretty good. So Patrick Mahomes, let me real quick. I just want to see where he's at on quarterback 2 on the year. So that means Josh Allen got to be number 3 right now, maybe. Geno Smith, had a little good game versus Carolina. I mean, I feel like Geno Smith's been in the top 10 a lot this year too. He's had a good year. But the next guy, old Brock Purdy, let me just ask y'all about old Brock Purdy this year. Looked pretty good. It was only one game. One full game. Looked pretty good. I mean, what's the deal with this? Is Brock Purdy good, or is this just Kyle Shanahan just knowing what to do with these guys, putting these guys in good positions to make plays and stuff like that? What you say, Kraft?
I think he's just a streaming option, a decent super flex guy. I mean, I picked him up in that dynasty league we're in, and I'll be just to give a line of where he's at. I'm definitely starting him over Matt Ryan this week. I mean, there wasn't even a question. He's played Seattle. It's a good matchup. You can stream him on occasion. He's not like the top tier streamers like Goff when he has a good matchup, or Kirk Cousins or Trevor Lawrence, nobody like that. But he's above the Deshaun Watson right now, or Baker, or even Brady to stream, in my opinion. If you find him in a good matchup, but that's pretty much all he is, just a streaming option on a good week.
Well, let me ask you this, Chris. Let's just say Brock Purdy, he goes out there, he reels off a couple wins, maybe even gets a playoff win, but then Jimmy G comes back, and Jimmy G's healthy, and Jimmy G's ready to go. What do? I mean, you still going to roll with Brock Purdy out there, or?
They're going to put Brock Purdy right back on the bench and roll Jimmy G out there. That's what they're going to do. This offense, I think they don't even really need that good a quarterback to run this offense. I mean, some of the throws that he's making, yeah, it's real good, but I think when Jimmy G comes back, he's stunned. You know, he's doing enough to win these games. But what makes him a good streaming option to me, though, is that he's got Christian McCaffrey back there. He can literally just throw the ball to. So every time he throws that ball and Christian McCaffrey scores, that gets you points. It's not like where he's just handing it off. You know, most of Christian McCaffrey's points come from through the air. So that benefits when you stream him. But yeah, when Jimmy G comes back, I think they're just going to go straight back to Jimmy G. This dude was like, what, 7th round pick? They're not thinking twice about this dude. I don't think.
Kraft, I don't know. Chris says they're going to just throw Jimmy G back in. I don't know about that. What do you say, Kraft?
I think it's from a money standpoint. Like if Trey Lance gets healthy, let's say halfway through the year next year, and Purdy's playing good, you're not going to want to sign Lance and Garoppolo. So maybe Purdy can hold it down. But they got Jimmy G for this year. I think I'm with Chris. Like they'll probably throw Jimmy G in the playoffs, and then if Purdy plays good enough, if he keeps rolling like he's doing right now, then maybe next year they'll say, hey, Purdy, hold it down till Trey Lance gets here, gets healthy. And if Trey Lance just ain't the guy, then you'll be the guy. Kind of like they did with Jimmy G this year.
Right. Josh Allen, number 9, quarterback of the week. And then Daniel Jones still had 19 points this week. Y'all want to hit on any more of these quarterbacks before we move on? Any quarterbacks of note?
We talked about Geno. He surprised me. I was looking up his finishes on the year. He's the QB. Let me see where it was. I'm on this week, but he's a QB 6 on the year. I wasn't expecting Geno to be that good, but
Nah, he's
that's
been
all
great.
I got to say. Yeah, he has.
Well, not from a fantasy perspective, but just from a pure like watching football perspective, that last drive that Baker Mayfield put on was that was nice. He got a few calls that I was just like, I don't know about that one, but hey, he put it in the end zone. Not fantasy relevant whatsoever yet, though. No, don't go at Baker Mayfield.
No, but don't fall for that, man.
You know he's got more points than he's got more points than Zach Wilson on the year at quarterback now. Guy at 14.
Dude, this man can play with the Rams, though. He can play with the Rams.
Yeah, I think he can too. Yeah.
Yep. Our guy Tua got shut down. Wasn't a good Tua day. Deshaun Watson, he looked a little bit better from week 1. Now he's going against Baltimore next week. And I'm playing him. I ain't really got a choice. I mean, I could slide Kirk Cousins in there, but can't remember who Kirk Cousins is playing, but I didn't like the matchup that much. Y'all ready to move on to these running backs?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Jerick McKinnon, 2 long touchdown receptions. That one, I mean, there was just nothing to it, man. Just anybody could have made that play. All 3 of us could have did that one. I didn't see the second one, but Jerick McKinnon had a huge day, 32 points. Pretty much like your pass catching running back for this squad right here. Christian McCaffrey 2, Miles Sanders 3, Eckler 4, James Conner 5, Pollard 6, Josh Jacobs 7, Chuba Hubbard 8, Derrick Henry 9, and Dobbins at 10. So yeah, Jerick McKinnon had a big day. The number 1 running back of the day. You got anything to say about him, Crab?
No, he's just another receiver on that team. I feel like he's a running back, but he's a pass catching back, and every one of them guys, the Juju, Scantling, like they're all gonna have their games every now and again. I think McKinnon that was his game, but not taking this is his ceiling for sure. This is Jerick McKinnon's ceiling, but you could still flex him. He gets enough work, enough pass catching opportunity to, especially in PPR, to get you around 10 points a week, or 6 to 10 or so most weeks.
Yeah. Chris's guy, Christian McCaffrey, 29.3 points, a big day. Shoot, I mean, I was watching a lot of that game. Christian McCaffrey looks pretty good, running the football and stuff like that. I know that's not a hot take or anything, but
McCaffrey looks good. He's
He
a
looks
good running
good.
back.
I think that he'll get more opportunities to run the ball now too. I mean, Debo going out. I mean, Jordan Mason's going to get his fair share, but I think they just leaning on McCaffrey. They're going to be using McCaffrey like the Panthers did. Give him the ball every play. Give him the ball every fucking play. And then they're going to be like getting mad whenever he goes out there and gets hurt. They're going to be like, oh, what the fuck?
Man, especially with Debo going down, it's like, dang, Christian McCaffrey is a great, just, man, this is like, you're sitting in a good spot with Christian McCaffrey for these next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, no doubt about it, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking I can win it because I've got Christian McCaffrey and Josh Jacobs going into this nice little schedule he's got coming, and no Debo till week 17.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I remember talking to Levi for the year, and Levi's new to fantasy, and his first year was last year when JT had his big year, and he was like, we were talking before the season. He said, "I bet you $1,000 JT's the leading running back." I said, "Man, I'll bet you $1,000 if McCaffrey stays healthy, he's the number one RB on the year." And over JT, and then we sobered up and didn't do the bet. But I mean, when McCaffrey's healthy, he's the best running back in all of football in fantasy. Like the most consistent you're going to get. I mean, 14 attempts last week, rushing attempts for 119, 8.5 yards per carry. And the receiving upside is just out of this world. Like nobody has the receiving upside at running back as McCaffrey does. And the floor that he got when he's healthy.
7 yards per carry against Tampa Bay's defense too. I mean, that's
they ate
insane.
up that Tampa Bay defense. I mean, that game was out of hand quick. I hit the under on that game, man. I just threw, you know how I was. I just threw. Whenever I bet and gamble and shit, I'll be about to watch the game. I'm like, I'm gonna throw some money on it. I hit the under on this game. San Francisco about hit that themselves, pissing me the fuck off. Number 3 running back, Miles Sanders. I never give this guy enough credit, but I'm gonna start giving him some credit because I went against Miles Sanders. Dude kicked my ass this week, pissing me off again. It didn't matter though. I was gonna take the L no matter what. Miles Sanders, fantastic. It's time for me to just give him respect. Number 10 running back on the year. I guess the reason why I always dislike Miles Sanders because it's like, well, Jalen Hurts, he's gonna be taking a lot of rushing touchdowns and yada yada this and yada yada that. Miles Sanders looks pretty good on an explosive offense too. It's like the opportunity's there.
Yeah, he's got the 5th most rushing yards in all of football. He's the 10th running back this year. 204 carries for 1068 on the ground. He don't do much catching the ball, but he really has some games though. He'll disappear for a day, and then it's kind of like this whole Philly offense with like AJ Brown and Miles Sanders. Like they'll disappear for a game, and then it'll just be their time to shine, and they'll go off.
Yeah.
What you think from a dynasty perspective about Miles Sanders? You selling high? You buying low? Or you holding?
You know where I stand. I'm selling high. I mean, they were trying to get a running back this year. They were trying to get Alvin Kamara on their team. So I definitely wouldn't be shocked.
I have been selling high, but I'm in the back of my mind though. I mean, shit, he's performed. I don't know, but they do got a high pick, so we'll have to see what they do.
What if they went and got old Bijan Robinson? That'd be crazy.
I thought about that today.
If they do that, then we might see a dynasty out of the Eagles.
Yeah, I've been thinking about a couple places Bijan might could go like them. Maybe Miami. I mean, that would be a crazy spot too. I feel like. Yeah. I mean, I say sell high. Crap. What do you say on Miles Sanders? You holding for a little while? I mean, he's only 25 years old. He ain't that old. But I mean, number 10 running back. Might not be a better time to.
Yeah. He's in that spot that I don't like, playing for a contract this year, and if I had to guess, I would say that he's gone. Probably going to go somewhere else, but unless he wants to take a team discount, but like you said, they got draft picks next year. They could they're not gonna spend a whole lot of money on running back when they could just go out and draft one in the second round or something like that. And I mean, they got Gainwell, this is his second year in the league. Gainwell could come in there and play mostly third downs, and they could go get a running back next year. So I'd probably sell high if it was me.
Yeah. The number 4 guy, Austin Eckler. Every week we're talking about this guy. He's an RB1 in PPR leagues. Is there anything y'all even want to say about this guy? What about him dynasty wise? Like, you feel comfortable a whole another year? Austin Eckler, he used to be one of the guys where you're like, man, this dude's hurt all the time. Now it's like he ain't getting hurt, and he's the best.
Yeah, they don't run between the tackles with him much. I mean, it's every time you watch a game, it's just like dump off, dump off, dump off. 8 targets, 10 targets, 12 targets. I mean, it's ridiculous. The Chargers have abandoned the run totally this year. Like they'll run the ball probably 10 times a game, man.
Yeah. Chris, you comfortable another year? Austin Eckler?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that even the way that he plays, I may be comfortable. I have to see what happens next year, but I may be going ahead and saying I may be comfortable with him for 2 years, just the way he plays.
Yeah.
He's a pass catching back.
It does seem like his window might be longer than others. I'll agree on that. James Conner, number 5 running back. No, he got a little nicked up, but he came back in. I see he got a little banged up. My Keontae Ingram share started twinkling my eye a little bit. I was like, uh-oh, gonna make that playoff run. James Conner, though, he's been good. I'd say he's pretty much, I would say he's looked better than what I thought he would. Like, I like James Conner, but I've never been sold on him as like a long-term solution. But I mean, he's come in Arizona and he's looked really good, played well. Crap, man, what you say about James Conner?
Yeah, he's been sneaky good. He had such a terrible start to the year. Everybody was thinking I wasted a draft pick, but the last 4 weeks, 22 points, 11, 18, and 20. I think I'm in half PPR, but yeah, that's in half. But shoot, this is a running back who's playing 95% of snaps. I mean,
yeah,
he never comes off the field, and that's just better than any other running back in the league. I would imagine. Like, I don't know any other running backs off the top of my head that play that kind of snap percentage. Even the big guys. Henry comes off the field more than that.
Yeah, I think Keontae Ingram came in for 1 snap or one attempt. I think that's what it was. Man, yeah, James Conner. I mean, I feel like you would definitely feel comfortable with him. Just signed this year for another deal with these guys, so probably wouldn't be looking to sell on him just yet. Probably would be willing to keep him, especially if he's going to get every carry. So
yeah, they got Denver this week and then Tampa next week. So the opportunity's there. The matchups ain't so great, but when you get it, the New England was a bad matchup. You seen what he did to them.
Yeah,
he had 6 receptions too. So so he's catching passes too.
Oh yeah, and Murray's not going to be running around like a child that you can't catch in the house.
Yeah,
Murray's dropping into his 5th Call of Duty game, 55th Call of Duty game while the game's going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shoot. Number 6 running back on the day, Tony Pollard. This dude's just been number 7, the RB7 on the year in PPR leagues, man. I just don't know what Dallas is about to do, man. Because there's no way they should let this guy just walk. Man. But the thing is, I feel like they ain't going to be able to pay him too much money. So it's like, and I know if I'm Tony Pollard, there ain't no way I'm taking me a home discount. Not the way I've been playing. I'm going to get paid. What might if the Falcons went and got him? But Tony Pollard's looked real good. I don't even know what to say about Tony Pollard from a dynasty standpoint. I've always viewed him as a backup. I'll say right now, though, might as well go ahead and sell high on Tony Pollard if you think he might leave Dallas. That's the way I view it. If you think he could end up in another good spot, maybe but he fits Dallas perfectly. If you think it's a possibility, this dude is gone. Sell high.
I just can't see Pollard as like a workhorse 20 carry kind of guy. Even if he went somewhere, I mean he's about 210, and I think that's on a good day. I don't think Tony Pollard's 210 pounds, but you know he's had a couple games without Zeke this year where they gave him about 18 carries. That's the most he's had. Well, he had a 22 carry game, 21-15. But I remember they said one week he came to the sidelines when Zeke was out, and he was talking over there on the sidelines, and he's like, "I'm wore the fuck out. Like I'm I'm done. I need a rest." So I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's perfect where he's at, about 15 to like 20 carries a week, 17.
Yeah.
He's solid right there. Keep that explosiveness. Don't wear them legs out.
Yeah. Shoot, another Chris's guy, Josh Jacobs, number 7. Weak dude's got like a fucking broke hand out there or something. He don't care. He's out there just running it. There's not much to even say about Josh Jacobs. We talk about a couple of these dudes every fucking week. They're just going out there and just balling. Josh Jacobs is killing this shit. So
27
number 2
carries.
running back.
27 carries, 3.7 yards per carry last week, and still, when you get that much work, it's kind of hard to have a bad fantasy day.
That game right there, the motherfucking Raiders should just be ashamed of themselves. I'm just being honest for losing that shit.
They're the worst at blowing games that they need, man. It's like as soon as you know the Raiders are in a game that has like a playoff effect to them, or if they lose and they're out, they're gonna figure out a way to lose that game.
Right. Chubby. Chubby. He had him a good game. Not 18 points, pretty much 19. 3 receptions. I want to say he got into the end zone, rushing touchdown. He's been getting a lot of work. Him and Deontay Foreman out there. Just the Panthers been running the football, so you know. I don't know. Do you feel comfortable? That's what I'm saying, man. Fuck that guy. Do you feel comfortable running Chubba Hubbard in a flex spot? You feel good like that? I mean, I feel like he's a good DFS play at times. So
yeah, he's all right. He's fine for a flex spot. Chris, you the Panthers fan, weirdo, but what you think? What you think about it?
I don't know. I mean, I think that the volume will be there because my thing about Chuba Hubbard is that Deontay Foreman only signed a 1-year deal, so we're obviously going to use this dude to see what he is in case we don't want to sign Deontay Foreman. But I think that this just came down to game. They just felt comfortable running him, and he had a good game. I've never really been that big on Chuba Hubbard at all because he hasn't really done anything. But he was sitting behind Christian McCaffrey, and that's like the worst backup running back to be.
yeah, I was thinking, Chubba Hubbard or whatever. Like when they signed Deontay Foreman, I just thought this was the Panthers saying he ain't what the Panthers thought they was getting out of him. So they're bringing in another running back because Deontay Foreman. I don't know if people remember, Derrick Henry got hurt. Deontay Foreman looked pretty solid when he came in for a little. I think it was like 2 years ago now. What I'm thinking of.
Deontay Foreman was actually going to retire before this year. He was going to retire, and he got a call, and he came in.
So yeah. So number 9 guy was Derrick Henry. He broke out a couple good runs because I was watching that game. Derrick Henry still. I mean, there was a play where I saw it took all 11 guys to bring him down. They were just pushing him forward.
Defense.
So he's still good. The thing is they just ain't the Tennessee Titans. They ain't got it rolling right now. So it's kind of like what I was saying before the year. I was like, these guys, they're close to just blowing it up, but I don't know.
They're still winning the division though. They're like the NFC South. That sorry ass division they're in.
So bad.
Nobody wants to run away with it. You know, Jacksonville's right on their tail. The Colts are still somehow in it. Texans are way long gone. They're gonna get the number 1 pick. But yeah, Henry, I think we've talked about his playoff schedule. He got the Chargers this week and Houston next week. So good luck if you're playing against them. Austin, talking to myself.
Old Hilliard gonna vulture everything. He gonna vulture everything for
I
him.
hope so, man. Hilliard got hurt. Hilliard got seriously hurt, I think. I remember saying
I saw that. I forgot about that.
I retract my statement. Y'all fucked if you're playing Derrick Henry uphill.
Man, all right. Well, what you call it? The number 10 running back was J.K. Dobbins, man. 120 rushing yards. My guy, touchdown. I broke out that one long run. Looked like he's wearing a big old knee brace or something crazy. I don't know. That joker looked goofy. Still, though, performed. I mean, I feel pretty good as far as J.K. Dobbins for next season. I got to play him this week. He's already had one good game. Probably not going to do shit next game. I don't know who they playing. Oh, heck, they playing Cleveland, I think. Might do okay. So we'll see how it goes. Old David
under.
Definitely taking the under. Whatever it is. Probably gonna be set at like 38 or something like that. Definitely taking it. Any running backs you want to hit on? Ezekiel Elliott still the number 11 guy, even though with his partner running it up. Zonovan Knight. As Zonovan Knight passed Michael Carter. Kind of looks like it.
Dude, it does. 17 for 71, and Carter didn't get. I ain't got his stats in front of me, but he didn't get but about close to 5 carries or so. I mean, Zonovan Knight was the guy.
He's played really well. Really well.
How many carries did Carter get? Y'all got it.
Heck, I ain't got it in front of me.
He got
so far down the damn list.
5 carries for 5 yards.
So, looks like they like what this guy's doing. I was gonna say Isaiah Pacheco. You know, he's had 4 solid weeks in a row, and gotten a lot of attempts. Ran for 70 yards yesterday. So, and that's with his teammate balling out, getting those 2 long touchdowns. So, y'all ready? Any other running backs y'all want to hit on real quick?
No, Pacheco got Houston this week.
Yeah,
I do want to say that. Got to always point out who's playing Houston. What running back's playing Houston?
Wide receiver, the number 1 guy, Justin Jefferson. Then went Jerry Jeudy, Jamar, Tyreek Hill, Mike Williams, Juju, Chris Moore, Zay Jones, DJ Chark, and Keenan Allen. Justin Jefferson, I watched a lot of that. I mean, this dude's just fucking incredible. Clearly the best wide receiver in the league is what I would say. If we're talking about NFL, like forget fantasy, if we're talking about NFL, I do think the top 2 guys might be Justin Jefferson and then maybe Devontae Adams. What y'all?
That was the 2 I was gonna say. Jefferson.
For me, it's Devontae Adams. I think why he's so successful in his age is that the dude is a master route runner. He knows how to beat you on the route, and he runs it perfectly every time.
Dude, he's just over there with Las Vegas over there. Honestly, I wish he would have never left Green Bay. But Jared Jeudy was the number 2 guy, 3 touchdowns, fluke, straight fluke. I'm calling it now. If you can get somebody to buy something Jared Jeudy off of you, I'd do it.
3 touchdowns. Where'd you get 3 touchdowns? Did he have?
Oh wait, yeah, 3 reception touchdowns.
Yeah, you said Jared Jeudy. I thought you said Juju. My bad. I
may have. Jared Jeudy though, 3 reception touchdowns, 9 targets. It's a fluke because he ain't been all that. Russell Wilson sure ain't been all that. He's just somehow has a good game. I'm just not buying in any of that stock. So,
it's Russell Wilson time, bro. I'm telling you. I'm gonna just do a 180 on my stance. He's the best quarterback in the league.
Took him a while, got his feet under him. You know how it is.
This is a fluke. Yeah, this was a fluke.
The wide
fluke of
receiver
the
guy
game.
was out though. You know, we just talked about Jefferson and Devontae, but Cortland Sutton was out, man. The number 3 wide receiver on that list. That's the
But
only
with
reason
that,
Judy was so hot.
hey, with that said, Jerry Judy's gonna be a pretty good play with if you're the only quarterback out there. He stays close to the line of scrimmage at times, so he's still a good play no matter what. 8 receptions.
Got to get that attitude under control, though. Because, good Lord, you look like a toddler. You look like my son out there bitching to me or something when I get onto him. He got in that rest face.
Spoiled ass Alabama players.
Right.
SEC.
I just said Alabama. I didn't say SEC. It's Alabama.
Yeah, he did.
Jamar Chase, the number 3 guy. Big game, and without T. Higgins, without Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase prime for a few. Because I don't know what's going to be the deal with old T. Higgins going from here on. Jamar Chase is as solid as it gets from here on out, though.
You can't trust Zach Taylor neither. You can't trust their coach to tell you what T. Higgins is, if he's healthy or not. Like, it's going to be tough to start T. Higgins next week if he's even active, because we've been there, done that earlier this year. But yeah, Chase, I don't know if it really helps him that much with them gone. I'm sure he'll get more target volume, but I got Burrow, and I ain't happy about all them receiver injuries.
Yeah. Yep. It just looks like Jamar's, but I mean, even Hayden Hurst has been out, so it's like Jamar Chase is really the guy. Tyreek Hill, another big week. He just keeps on doing what he does.
Fumble touchdown. That was this. Miami couldn't get the ball moving for nothing, man. Like that was their biggest play tonight.
I saw him pick up that ball, and I was like, he's gone. No matter where he picks this ball up from, he's gone. Because he's got 10 yards to catch his speed, and once he hits that top speed, you are not catching his ass. He's gone.
I think the Chargers defense, like, they seen him run down the sidelines, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Oh shit, he got the ball.
Did you see the lineman threw the ball out to him? He saw Tyreek sitting out there, so he took it under the bottom of the pile and tossed the ball out. I'd do that shit. Throw it to Tyreek Hill. Run that bitch in.
He took that shit so fast, too, man. It looked like a child stealing candy or something, man. It was just like...
Shoot, in that same game, Mike Williams had a big game, and then Keenan Allen had a big game. That's kind of like more what you was wanting to see from the Chargers all year. These guys being up there in the tops just hasn't really worked out that way. They both been hurt. Mike Williams finally, came back, had a good game.
They went back to their roles too. They went back to their roles. Mike Williams, a big play guy, 19 yards per reception that game. Keenan Allen, 14 targets, 7 yards per reception. That's what they do. That's them two players to a T right there.
Yep. Chris, you got anything to say about our guy from the wide receiver U?
He's looking solid. Just need him to stay healthy. And then I think that he'll get a big, in Dynasty, if you're holding on Mike Williams, Keenan Allen's going to be 32. Coming up, they're going to have to make a decision. I
think Mike Williams, I think you could probably find a little frustrated Mike Williams owner and maybe slide in for the taking on Mike Williams, because I know there's people frustrated with Micah Mitchell right now. That's exactly who I'm thinking of. I know he's got to be frustrated with his team. Be nicknaming all his players Bitch 1, Bitch 2, Bitch 3.
He's got them on there now. I was like, we got to do a whole segment just talking about Micah's team names. Kyron Williams, he had this dude's probably got erectile dysfunction. I was like, well, damn, man, why are you talking about him so personally like that?
Oh, man. Juju Smith-Schuster, he had him a good day. Every now and then one of these receivers has a good day, and Juju was the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just is what.
Yeah. No expert can predict which Kansas City player is gonna go off.
Right.
My thing is, where's the hell's Kelsey been the last couple weeks? I know we ain't on tight ends,
Yeah.
but where's Kelsey been?
Who knows? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just all focusing in on Travis Kelsey. We're like, they got. I mean, with that said, I know Jerry McKinnon had them 2 touchdowns, so it's like maybe that's where part of it went.
These
But-
last 4 weeks, he's finished as the tight end 1, the tight end 4, and then these last 2 weeks was tight end 14 and tight end 9.
So let you down the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Kelsey sucks.
Trash.
Mark Andrews sucks too.
Mark Andrews does suck right now.
Aaron Wallace sucks. George Kittle sucks. All them
Tight
big
ends
guys.
suck. I'd rather throw in Evan Ingram for real. Tell me I'm lying.
Big G over there, Evan Ingram. Leading scorer on the week over quarterbacks. Evan Ingram.
I know, man. Crazy. Number 7 guy was Chris Moore. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to go through some little waiver wire pickups, but he's one of them, especially if Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins is going to be out. Not really sure what their deal is, but now even old Damian Pierce is out. So Chris Moore had a good game, 22 fantasy points, 10 receptions. And Houston played like 10 quarterbacks that game. So, and this was against Dallas's defense. Yeah. So, I don't know what to think about Chris Moore. This could be like a 1 week thing. I know he had another big week earlier in the year, but just something to look out for if these other guys are going to be hurt. DJ Chark, or no, I skipped one. Zay Jones, though. Zay Jones. I mean, sheesh. I mean, 21 PPR points, the wide receiver 8. He definitely has some big weeks for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, just in the last 3 out of the 4 weeks, he's had double-digit targets. And the week he didn't, he had 7 targets. So Zay Jones seems to be a major player in this offense.
Yeah. Wide receiver 28 on the year. That's definitely flex worthy. He's doing better than Tyler Boyd, Gabe Davis, Donovan Peoples-Jones, DJ Moore by a long shot, old bum ass.
Trash.
Straight trash. I told y'all before the episode, I dropped that man like a landmine on free agency. I was like, I dare somebody come pick. Somebody picked him
My
up.
DFS lineup was in shambles, man. Deontay Foreman had 5. DJ Moore didn't even have 1, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
He played like all game too, like 90-something%.
Yeah, he played the entire game. He didn't even come off the field.
Crazy, man. I got
he
him on
played defense too.
But yeah, man, Zay Jones definitely flex worthy. DJ Chark, another guy. If he's on your waivers, go and get him. That's 2 good weeks in a row. He's going against the Jets this week though, so I wouldn't expect too much. But he's got a nice little schedule. Got Carolina and then Chicago. So in week 16 and 17, if you make it that far in your playoffs. And then, like I said earlier, Keenan Allen to round it off the top 10. But yeah, DJ Chark had another big week. I think we kind of talked about it maybe on the gambling episode. Was that when we talked about it, Craft Man?
Yeah, DJ Chark. We were talking about that high over under game and just saying that we wanted Josh Reynolds or DJ Chark, or I mean, we all knew somebody was going to go off in that game.
Yeah,
and yeah, DJ Chark. I think we all asked which one we'd rather have, and every single one of us said DJ Chark. So,
right,
you know, he's
dead on.
He's a good receiver, man. He's pretty talented.
That's why we get the views, because we dead on our stuff.
We're never wrong.
Never.
We're never. I don't think we've ever been wrong about anything.
You want any more of these wide receivers of note you want to hit on? Adam Thielen had a good game. Donovan Peoples-Jones looks like he might be Deshaun Watson's favorite target. Like I've been saying, I was saying buy low on them guys. Too late now for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty good on them. Going back to DJ Moore for 1 second though, if y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but when can we stop saying that this guy is super talented. He just don't have the quarterback play because there's a lot of receivers out there that can perform better than he has with bad quarterback play.
Yeah,
DeAndre
I agree
Hopkins
with
did it
you.
his whole
I
career.
agree with you. Yeah.
Yep, old D Hop did it with guys like TJ Yates and Ryan Mallett and shit. So,
But I'm a fan. I'm gonna just be like, nah, it's the offense. We gotta change the offense now, bro. I promise.
I was
think he's
definitely buying
good,
into
man.
him.
I don't know. I don't know if he's as talented as people think, but he is talented, but not to the level I think people think he is.
Yeah, he definitely fell way short of expectations I had this year. Way short.
McLaurin or DJ Moore, who's more talented, Chris?
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
What? You
I
think
think
so?
McLaurin. I think McLaurin just always thought he was with a shitty offense, but he's done better than DJ Moore has.
But my thing is that even though he's in a shitty offense, Terry McLaurin actually like operates like that offense benefits him sometimes, you know, especially with the quarterback with Heineke, since Heineke's got a good rapport with McLaurin. Now, if
Yeah.
Carson
Heineke's
Wentz
the-
comes back, I'm not sure, you know. It
I
could
don't
be kind
think
of close.
Wentz. There ain't no
Yeah,
way.
I don't know. There's
He's
no
done
way.
with Washington.
Yeah.
He will never
Done
play
forever.
with him again. It probably done. You know what? Somebody will throw him out there. Yeah.
He'll be
Heck,
a
if you
backup.
need a backup quarterback, I'd want him as a backup. I mean, throw him on in there. But let's move to these tight ends because this guy Evan Ingram was the leading scorer of the week. I mean, that motherfucker had 11 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Looked good too, man. Looked good. Trevor Lawrence. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about old Evan Ingram. He's the tight end 4 on the year.
That's all you got to say, man. That's how bad
So-
tight ends are. One good game will make you top 5.
top 5 guy. So, yeah, I mean, I would say even next year, he's probably as good quality tight end to throw in as any of these guys, assuming that offense takes another step up, you know.
Yep.
So,
They got a lot of mouths to feed too, and it was
Right.
just his turn to eat. So, you know, he ate all that shit and left nobody anything else. Poor fat ass.
Yep. Njoku had a pretty good game with old Deshaun Watson. Him and Donovan Peoples-Jones got a lot of work this week. I ain't got Amari Cooper's numbers in my face, but I don't think he's doing that much.
They weren't good. Let me tell you, they weren't good.
Yeah.
He had like
Right.
8 points.
I won my week, fellas, with that. We were talking about start sit on Friday, and I said Njoku or Dolchich. Everybody said Dolchich. I said I'm starting fucking Njoku this week. And if I
Yeah,
would have started
good call.
Dolchich, I'd have missed the playoffs. I was so happy that I didn't do that shit, man. I would have missed it. I'd have been out.
That was a good play. Good play. Another good play the Craft Man had was Chiggy.
Chiggy.
Chigga. Yeah,
Can't you see?
Chiggy Changa. Okanaku. I don't even know, man. Was watching that game, saw him score that touchdown, and I was like, old Craft
was
Man,
like,
they
well.
got him again.
He hit on the tight end.
Hey, I've been able to hit them tight ends last couple weeks in them FanDuels, but the rest of my team was shit.
Wilcox didn't do shit, bro. I was like, damn it.
I'm sorry, man. At least you didn't put T. Higgins in your FanDuel lineup like me.
Oh, man. I had
That was
Kyler in
rough.
a single game DFS last night.
Very
And I was
nice.
like, fuck.
Yeah, good game from old Chiggy. You see, league winning type deal for old Chiggy. Think he got a chance to be one of them kind of guys?
I don't think you can put league winner and tight end in the same sentence, man. Unless it's Kelsey, like
Yeah, true.
he could you could throw him in there. Like I think he's become one with your team. You know, he'll be fine. Chart him over some of these other guys.
His teammate Austin Hooper was the number 7 tight end on the day, so it looks like they're getting these tight ends some work, especially with guys like Treylon Burks out, stuff like that. So Dalton Schultz had another good game, 14 points, 6 receptions. Usually gets a little bit of work from Dak Prescott. So,
Yep.
you know. And then Chris guy Dawson Knox got him a touchdown. So
Once every 3 games, Dawson Knox has to score.
It's in his
Yep.
contract.
And
Read it.
then disappear. Then disappear for the next 3, and then they come back and score 1 or 2.
tight ends definitely had a better week this week than I think it was last week, or I can't remember. One of them weeks that they were so bad. But this week was a little bit better for these guys. Any of them you want to hit on, Craft Man?
No. Hawkinson had another good week. 8 more targets for 77 yards, no touchdown.
Dropped a
He's
couple
been
passes too.
great. Yeah, he's still been great though, and I know I just got done talking about Dulcich. He had 8 targets last week. It's still getting thrown the ball to, and they got Arizona this week with Ripien in. I always say that I like backups like to throw their tight ends and running backs a lot, and Arizona's the worst team against tight ends, so don't give up on Dulcich. Don't drop him yet. I'd play him this week.
Yeah.
Dulcich saw, if you watched a lot of the stuff that he did line up in a good bit of wide receiver formations in that game, they did utilize him like that a little bit, so he's going to be out there a good bit.
Yeah.
Shoot, that about sums up these leaders and stuff. I say, Craft Man, let's get these guys some waiver wire picks going into the playoffs. So give these people some waiver wires, and then we'll wrap it on up for this recap episode. Off the top of my head, I know we was kind of just going through it at the top of our heads earlier. At the top of my head, guys like Elijah Moore, if he's on your waiver wires, got a real good matchup this week. And if Corey Davis is out, Elijah Moore he's let you down all year, but here we are. Throwing Elijah Moore's name out there. What you think about that one, Craft Man?
Yeah, last couple weeks, he played week 11, 54% of snaps, week 12, 35%. But this week in week 14, 82%. He's getting back in the Jets' good graces. Got 10 targets. So, and like you said, Corey Davis could be out. They're playing against Minnesota, who is the second worst pass defense in the NFL behind the line. So, yeah, I would. Would you start? I'm thinking about it doing it too. Elijah Moore or Alan Lazard against the Rams. Matt?
I feel like I'd feel more comfortable with Lazard. But, I mean, it's like Elijah Moore just has some boom-busted potential this week, going against Detroit and stuff like that. So, I mean, he could goose egg you, but he could, get you 6 targets and then do something with it. So, I don't know, man. It's tough.
It's tough. But, yeah, I think he's a solid pickup for if you really need somebody. And Chris Moore, like you said, had 11 targets last week, 10 receptions. They might put in 5 quarterbacks, but, seems like he can catch 2 apiece from all of them. Get 10 more receptions. So.
That's a good one, especially if, I feel like Brandon Cooks might not play out the rest of the year. So, I don't know, but with him, Nico Collins, if he's out, I mean, they pretty much looking like they're shutting it all the way down. So, if Chris Moore's going to be out there, might give him some more work, might be a good play for the rest of the year.
How did they get onto the Dolphins for tanking? And Houston's just out there playing 3 or 4 quarterbacks, and just Brandon Cooks is like, I don't want to play for this team anymore, and it's just all good then. They're obviously tanking.
Well, they just so bad. I mean, to me, it don't even look like they are tanking. They probably better off with what they're doing now. I mean, I don't know. They just so
good.
bad. But
they look strong like this other guy, Pierre Strong. You like that? You like that? Like I did that?
Good transition.
Yeah, good transition. Yeah, you can pick up Pierre Strong off your waiver wire. Ramondre might be out, so
yeah, I would just. That's one you got to look at. You got to monitor, because I do believe if Damian Harris came back, I do believe they would give him the work. But he's just been hurt for a little while. If he's not, then Pierre Strong, even Kevin Harris got him a touchdown. So
Mm-hmm.
Just got to watch that running back room. We
And
got
Chris got his guy Chuba. If he's out there, I don't know if Chuba's gonna be out there though. I think he's probably owned in about every league.
probably the same with DJ Shark. You could throw his name on that little list, but he's probably on rosters by now. He's not in this one league I am. I ain't gonna say which league it is. I'm picking him up. I know ain't nobody gonna grab him. Who else?
Jordan Mason.
Jordan
running back,
Mason.
San Francisco. Anything happens to McCaffrey, you've got a bell cow running back. And you even got one that's going to get work even with McCaffrey in there.
I guess like my question is it already worth to go ahead and pick up guys like I know Madison's probably already on a roster, but like what about a guy like Tyler Algier? If say something happens, he's been getting more work than Cordell anyways lately. So
yeah,
I don't know. Toss him on your roster if you got room, maybe. I don't know.
It's handcuff time. You know, if you got a guy like DJ Moore on your team and you ain't gonna start him, drop him. Pick up one of these handcuffs, and you get to have a league winner in the playoffs if one of them big guys go down like McCaffrey, or if you can get Madison if he's out there or something like that. Jordan Mason, like Chris said, they could win you. It happens year in and year out.
Right.
Rashad Penny won everybody championships last year.
Yeah. Any more off the top of our heads?
Yeah,
I think that's
DJ Chark, Richie James. He's okay. He gets a decent amount of targets.
But Zonovan Knight, he's probably been grabbed up. But if he's on there,
pick him up.
Pick him up.
Yeah.
Got
a couple defenses I'll throw out there for everybody this week to stream. I picked up my number one this week, besides the ones that are owned already. Kansas City against Houston, obviously probably the number one this week to have. But teams that ain't so rostered, you can get New Orleans against Atlanta. Desmond Ritter's first start. That game's going to be in New Orleans. And
that's a good one.
And somehow, both of these teams are still playing for playoff hopes. So, I mean, New Orleans defense has been, they've been on a tear the last couple weeks, and they're going to be a good one. Pittsburgh, they got Carolina. I don't know. I had a chance to pick up both of them. I chose New Orleans over the top, but Carolina, if they're able to run the ball like they have been, they're not giving up many points to defenses, but you could do worse. Same thing, Carolina on the other side of the ball against Pittsburgh. They're Kenny Pickett
might be out. Yep.
Might be Trubisky. And then Cleveland against Baltimore. Cleveland's defense ain't the best thing in the world. They're not great, but Baltimore's not going to be able to move the ball. And I would rather have Baltimore against Cleveland than Cleveland against Baltimore. But if you're looking for somebody, if a lot of them defenses have been taken, that'd be a good one. And then Minnesota against the Colts. That'd be my last one.
Yeah. That's some good information right there for the folks out there. Yeah, I think that about sums it on up. I mean, that was a deep, thorough recap and waiver wires. For all you motherfuckers out there, trying to win your playoffs. Playoffs are here. 3 weeks left of this shit. Good luck to y'all. Hope you win. Hope I win more than anything. So if you listen to this and you going against me, I hope you lose. Kraft, man, you got anything to say to the people out there?
As always, appreciate everybody for listening, and we just gonna keep trying to come up in the world, and get on all these social networking sites and hit us up and ask some questions. Some start sit stuff, some tell us where we were wrong, where we're right. Make fun of us for saying stupid shit. We need some hate. We definitely need some hate. I can't wait till our first hate comment comes in where it's just like, y'all guys are fucking retarded. Like, y'all guys are stupid. That's what I want.
That's what I need. I know, man. It would be nice to have a couple of haters every now and then. Although the haters said we couldn't do it, and it looks like we popping off right now. So yeah, add the shit. Chris, go ahead and just break it down. what everybody needs to do and get on and shit.
So follow us on every social platform there is: Twitter, Instagram. We're on Twitch, YouTube. Go to YouTube, watch the videos, subscribe to the videos.
Bing.
You know, if you're gonna watch it, just hit that subscribe button. It's it's completely free. Just hit that button. You can turn on notifications. If I post a video, you'll get something on your phone. Ding! There's a new podcast right there. You can pull it right up on your phone. Come listen to it live. Listen to it live. We do it. I got to get better about posting on the Twitter to let people know when we're going live, but I'll work on that. Get at us on Instagram. Join the Discord. The link's on everything. Go to any of our channels, and the link to everything is on it.
Right. Yep. Thanks for listening to the podcast, to the show. Join us on all this shit. But yeah, man, we'll be back later on to break down first week of the playoffs for your ass. So yeah, man, we out.
Peace.
See ya.